this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And if that light go out, then I'm replacing mine. I can't give up, no, I can't give in. Got so much fight within, I must win. There's no holding back, gotta go all in. 2 steps forward, no steps back, then repeat again. Sometimes you gotta let go and let God. Respect those who work hard, it's teamwork, play your part. And if you got doubt, then you're losing faith. Clear path, moving mountains out the way. No matter what you're going through, you can overcome the pain, overcome the rain. Things will never stay the same.
My best step, yeah. I gotta make my next step, my best step.
Today, we're gonna have just a little conversation about things that we run into while we're on our path, some things that we will see while we're on our path. And to start off, I first want to talk about the signs that we see while we're on our path. We're on our path in life, we're on our path to greatness, our path to success. But the first thing, or one of the things that you will see are some signs. There are different signs in our lives that we will see. We all know that road signs, they give us instructions or they give us warnings, such as stop signs and yield signs. And there's so many things in our lives that we run into that is giving us signs saying that we should do this, or it's giving us signs saying that we should do that. And there's even some signs that saying we need to stop and wait or not do that at all. So what I need you guys to do is just try to think about some of the signs that are in your lives that is telling you that you need to do this. Some of the signs that are speaking to you in your life saying that you need to do that. What are some of the signs that you go through, or some of the signs that you see that lets you know or gives you information or warning about what you need to do in order to get to your success, your greatness, or whatever it is that you're trying to get to?
Once we talk about signs, then the next thing we got to talk about is lanes. That's the next thing you got to deal with once you're on the path. And the thing about it, are you going to be the one that just sits in that right lane, that slow lane where everybody's clogged up, everybody is in that slow lane? Are you going to stay to the right side of life, or are you going to venture out and get into the fast lane? Because once you understand what your vision is, once you understand where you're trying to get to, you know that you can't stay average. You can't stay in the right lane. You've got to venture out into that left lane and pass by the people who are mediocre, and pass by the people who are average, and go past the people who are just standing in line waiting for their opportunity. You're getting ready to seize your opportunity, so the lanes can't stop you. You're going to go faster in the left lane, and you're going to go further in the left lane. So you've got to get out of the right lane and get in the left lane. I know that sounds confusing to so many people, but as you go on an interstate, there are 2 lanes going the same direction, and the right lane is always the slow lane. The left lane is the pass lane. Are you going to live your life passing people by so that you can get to the next level? Or are you going to live your life staying in the right lane and just standing there waiting for your opportunity?
We've already talked about signs. We've already talked about lanes. But thirdly, we're going to talk about blind spots. We know that all of our cars in our lives, they have rearview mirrors, or they have side view mirrors. And I like to think of our family members, our mentors, our friends, as some of those side view mirrors that we have, and some of those rear view mirrors that we have in our lives. And if you think about it, when all those mirrors work together, it's going to be different things that we can see, but it's also going to be different things that we're not going to be able to see. There's going to be certain blind spots that come up in our lives that we won't be able to look into our mirrors and see. It's going to be certain objects that's going to appear closer than they really are that we're not going to be able to see, or we're going to have to gauge in a different perspective, gauge from a different perspective. And as mentors and our family members, they may be able to give us this perspective, or maybe give us this advice on that, but there's going to be certain things in our lives that we're not going to see coming. So when we look to that mirror and nothing's going to show, but we have to understand that there is going to be something there, and we have to be aware that there's always going to be something coming on our path, on our journey, we're going to have to be prepared for, that we may not see, that may not show up in our mirrors. And that's what makes it a blind spot. So remember that we should use all of our mirrors, but understand that all of our mirrors are not going to catch everything that we're going to face on this path.
Okay, so we've dealt with the signs, we've dealt with the lanes, we've dealt with the blind spots, but the final thing that we've got to deal with on this path is dangerous curves. And anybody that's trying to move forward, you're going to experience dangerous curves. And as you experience these dangerous curves, you got to understand a few things. First thing is, you got to go into these dangerous curves slow. In other words, you've got to see what's going on around you so that you can be able to handle all the things that are trying to cave you in, trying to stop you from moving forward. You've already made up your mind that you're going to move forward, so you've got to deal with these dangerous curves. I did some research as we were preparing for this, and I looked at the 25 most dangerous roads in the world, and if not all, most of them dealt with going through dangerous curves. And so that tells me that dangerous curves are going to come about, but what you've got to do is understand that once you go through that dangerous curve, that you've got a straightaway, a straight path to your victory, a straight path to your destination, a straight path to your better. So are you going to be better today? Handle your dangerous curves.
And for the first time this year from Memphis, Tennessee, remember, you can never get too much inspiration.
I'm coming to you today to talk about what TMI means to me and how it has been an inspiration to me. First of all, I think that having an African-American father-son duo adds a powerful dynamic to the show. Me personally, I feel that it has been a blueprint for me to become a better person as an individual on a week-by-week basis. It just gives me inspiration, gives me that extra jump start that I need for the week. I feel that regardless of who you are, whether you're that successful person that everything goes right for, or that person who nothing seems to go right for, I feel that regardless of who you are, you can never get too much inspiration.